this video, we're going to give you a chance to test yourself and see how well you could analyze everything that's going on in a sentence. So let's take a look at this sentence that I've devised here. By a stroke of good fortune, the man from Goldman Sachs knows a way to turn oil slicks into ready cash. Okay, now the first thing we want to do when we're getting to figure out our way around a sentence is to see what the subject-verb combination or combinations is or are. And this sentence, you might look at it and say, okay, are there any, what are the verbs here? And there's only one verb, and it's right here, knows. And who does that knowing? Well, the man from Goldman Sachs. So the subject of the verb is the man from Goldman Sachs. So that means that this part of the sentence here, which I'll put in brackets, that is the main clause. We call that the main clause. The man from Goldman Sachs knows a way to turn oil slicks into ready cash. So that's the main bit of the sentence. Now, let's look and see if you can identify all of the prepositional phrases in this sentence. So you might pause it and say, okay, what are they? So I'll step aside. Now we'll start from the beginning. The first prepositional phrase is by a stroke of good fortune. By is the preposition. Its object is stroke. And by a stroke of good fortune, what is it doing in the sentence? It is modifying knows. So it's adverbial, as prepositional phrases standing outside the main clause tend to be. It's answering the question, in what way does he know it, or how does he know it? And he knows it by a stroke of good fortune. That's how he came to know it, by a stroke of good fortune. There's another prepositional phrase inside this prepositional phrase, and it is of good fortune. This prepositional phrase is answering the question, what kind of stroke? And it's a stroke of good fortune. That's what kind. So this prepositional phrase, of good fortune, is adjectival. It's functioning as an adjective, modifying stroke. The next prepositional phrase is from Goldman Sachs, and that also is answering an adjective question, which man? The one from Goldman Sachs. That's which man. So that is, from is of course our preposition, and Goldman Sachs is our object. And there's one more prepositional phrase. It's into ready cash. Into is our preposition. Cash is the object of the preposition. And what this is doing is also something adverbial. It's not modifying this noun, slicks. It's not saying which slicks, the ones into ready cash, that's which slick. No, it's modifying the infinitive here, to turn. To turn it in what way? How? Turn it how? And those are adverb questions. And so into ready cash is an adverbial prepositional phrase modifying this infinitive here to turn. So what do we have? We've got 4 prepositional phrases in this sentence. All right? Well, now let's look for nominal phrases in this sentence. A little, okay, good fortune. Oops. So look and see what the nominal phrases in this sentence are. All right, again, we'll start at the beginning. The first nominal phrase is a stroke of good fortune. This nominal phrase is functioning as the object of the preposition by. By what? A stroke of good fortune. Inside and stroke is, we call the head of this nominal this nominal phrase, and it is good fortune. And good fortune is the object of the preposition of, and the head of this two-word nominal phrase is fortune. All right, our next nominal phrase is the subject of the main clause, so we've already looked at that. So the man from Goldman Sachs is the subject of knows, and it is a nominal phrase. Its head, the main noun in it, is man. And so man, if this is the complete subject of knows, man is the simple subject. That is, it is what it really boils down to. The man knows. That is the nub of the subject-verb combination. Okay. Goldman Sachs, I guess that's the name of, I think it's the name of a corporation in New York. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's 2 words long, so that's a proper noun. Goldman Sachs, that's a nominal phrase. Our next nominal phrase is the object, the direct object of knows, and it is a way to turn oil slicks into ready cash. Knows what? He knows a way to turn oil slicks into ready cash. And the head of this noun phrase is way. That's what it all boils down to. Everything else in this noun phrase modifies way. Okay, here is our next noun phrase, our next nominal phrase, oil slicks. And this is functioning as the direct object of this infinitive phrase. To turn what? Oil slicks. That's a nominal phrase. And there's one more nominal phrase, and it is ready cash. And ready cash is functioning as the object of the preposition into, and the head of ready cash, the head of that nominal phrase, is cash. I should say the head of this nominal phrase, oil slicks, is slicks. An oil slick is a kind of slick. It isn't a kind of oil. Oil slicks is an interesting thing. It's a compound noun. Oil is a noun, and slicks is a noun, but they're not on equal terms. Again, the oil is in a way modifying slicks. Okay, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 7 nominal phrases in this sentence. Now there's only one other kind of phrase that is in this sentence that we haven't identified yet, and it's, if you're testing yourself, there's only one other phrase we haven't talked about. It's a verbal phrase, and you've probably got it now. It's to turn oil slicks into ready cash. That is an infinitive phrase, and it is functioning as an adjective. It's an infinitive phrase functioning as an adjective, modifying way. What kind of way? Which way? A way to turn oil slicks into ready cash. That's which way. So that's it. We've just identified all of the phrases that are in this sentence. And of course there are a lot of them. And sometimes the phrases are inside one another, and sometimes they fall into patterns. So what we've just done is a sort of modified version of parsing a sentence. And we'll try to do some more of these so you can test your overall knowledge of English grammar.